Live from Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas, it's KSWU News.
I'm Protasio.
And I'm Carly Willis. Today we will be talking about an event going on high school and college campuses all across the country and the woman who's making it happen at her university.
Also, the Major League Baseball championship playoffs are underway and they're coming close to an end. We'll get the latest updates later on in the show.
But first, another case of Ebola has turned up in Texas. A second healthcare worker has now tested positive for the deadly virus. Even as nurse Nina Pham receives treatment for Ebola, the CDC says another healthcare worker at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital, Dallas, has contracted the virus. The CDC says the second employee reported having a fever on Tuesday. A preliminary test for Ebola came back positive around midnight. Both healthcare workers treated Thomas Eric Duncan, a Liberian man who died at the hospital last week. His was the first case of Ebola diagnosed in the United States. The CDC announced it will now send a team to any hospital with a confirmed case of Ebola to help the staff every step of the way. This response comes after some allegations from a nurses' union. According to the union, hospital nurses who would not be identified say hazardous waste would pile up nearly to the ceiling because nurses didn't know what to do with it. The union also says nurses had an option to attend a hospital seminar on Ebola, but it was not mandatory to attend. The union says when protective gear left nurses' necks exposed, some were told to wrap medical tape around their necks. The CDC will perform another test to confirm that the nurse does have Ebola. A serious crash in Greenwood shut down I-65 for several hours Monday morning. The crash happened around 4:25 a.m. where dozens were injured. A megabus bound from Atlanta headed for Chicago made contact with a car at the side of the road and flipped over. According to Indiana State Police, a 2003 Saturn car had gone off the road and hit the cable barrier. The vehicle came to rest facing east with the rear of the car in the right lane. State police said the driver of the car, Logan Thompson, a 22-year-old of Columbus, veered off the road due to driver inattention. The double-decker megabus hit the back of the car, sending the car into a ditch. The bus went into the median and flipped over. Several people were taken to the hospital for cuts and contusions, but the only serious injury reported was a broken arm.
A massive set of recalls affects more than 1.7 million Toyota vehicles. Toyota issued 3 new recalls, the largest of them many covers vehicles sold in Japan. A major problem in the brake systems affected some of the vehicles. A second recall for more than 400,000 Lexus models in the U.S. has also been issued. In those models made between 2005 and 2010, Toyota hopes to fix an issue with the fuel delivery pipes. The automaker says that issues could increase the risk of a vehicle fire. The last recall, is the smallest of the 3, is restricted to potential fuel leaks in cars sold in Japan. Earlier this year, Toyota agreed to pay a $1.2 billion fine connected to its latest recalls in 2010. The issue that it was referring to was unintentional acceleration. As you know, autumn is the time where the leaves are changing, but the only thing changing that could happen is your figure. Carly Willis has more.
Season means good smells and delicious food, but it can also mean the perfect time to begin your journey for a healthier lifestyle. Exercising in the fall has benefits such as the falling temperatures, setting up good habits in time for the holidays, and enjoying the brilliant hues Mother Nature provides. And of course,
it's nice. You don't really get too sweaty.
If you've lived in the Topeka area long enough, you may have heard the startling title the city was granted several years ago, the 8th most obese city in America. Thankfully, beyond the vast array of fast food chains, there are also plenty of places to get a little outdoor exercise in, completely free of charge. The Shunga Trail, the Governor's Mansion Trails, and Gage Park are all great local areas to walk, jog, or bike on. Before daylight savings time sets in, there are still several hours of sunlight after 5 o'clock to use for exercising outdoors. Runners refer to fall as Goldilocks weather because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. I checked in with experts Anthony and Evie Blanco for some tips on how to set good patterns just in time for turkey season.
Well, right now we're getting into what's like metabolism boosting weather, metabolism boosting season. So we got October, November. So right at the end of November, obviously, we got Thanksgiving hitting. So we established effective patterns to help boost our metabolism, increase muscle mass. So as we all know, muscle burns a lot more calories than fat does. So as we add the muscle to our frames from the activity that we're going to be doing, so when you're going to eat that Thanksgiving meal or meals, you're going to be able to burn those calories a lot better.
Well, just get out and get active. 25, 35 minutes a day is all you need. Get your heart rate up.
This time of year also brings fall premieres of your favorite shows. Be an active TV watcher and utilize commercial breaks for lunges, push-ups, or crunches. Exercise doesn't have to steal your breath to be effective. Do what you can with what you have. For KSWU News, I'm Carly Willis.
For more info on ways to watch your waist wall during the fall season, talk to the doctor or a personal trainer at your local gym. And that's the news for now. We'll go to Fatima Oubaid with the weather.
Thank you, Kara. Well, we've certainly been experiencing some nice weather this week. However, Arkansas is recovering after thunderstorms and tornadoes rolled through on Monday. The National Weather Service has determined that 3 tornadoes in Arkansas, an EF1 tornado touched down in England in Lonoke County, an EF2 occurred near Ashdown in Little River County, and an EF1 occurred in Polk County. A man was killed in the storm near Ashdown after his home collapsed from the tornado. The man's wife was taken to the hospital and is in critical condition. Currently in the U.S., we have several low-pressure systems all over the country. On the West Coast, we have a low-pressure system bringing some much-needed rain down to California and parts of Nevada over here. There's also a cold front causing some rain and unexpected snow in Utah. Throughout the Midwest, we have a high-pressure system that is bringing in some nice sunny weather all over. Over on the East Coast, they're experiencing lots of rain and thunderstorms, which is causing Alabama down here to have extreme weather and possible flooding. Current temperatures for the U.S., the West Coast has cooler temperatures in the mid-50s and 40s. Texas, half of Colorado, and part of Kansas are experiencing warmer weather with highs in the 80s. Other parts of the Midwest are in the 70s. Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan all have temperatures in the 50s, while most of the East Coast is enjoying the nice 70s. Currently in Topeka, Kansas, the temperature is 71 degrees, and over in Kansas City, it is a nice 67 for that Royals game. Hopefully the warmer weather helps them to win today, and that's the weather for now. Here's Trevin with sports.
Thanks, Fatima. As Fatima said, the Kansas City Royals are one game away from being in the World Series. Yes, you heard me right. And no, this isn't the 1970s or 80s. It's 2014, and this is all true. But we'll get to how Kansas City got to 3-0 in the series in a little bit. First, we'll talk about the other series in Major League Baseball. The Giants and Cardinals look to be making it a little tougher on each other in their championship series as they trade blows in a fight to win the National League. San Francisco took the first game 3-0, but lost the second game 5-4 after a walk-off home run by Colton Wong. St. Louis couldn't take the lead in the series as they literally threw away the game as a throwing error by a Cardinals pitcher allowed Brandon Crawford to score the winning run. The final score matched the second game 5-4, but the teams were on different sides of it. St. Louis looks to even the series at 2 games apiece tonight. It seems like a tall task after losing all-star catcher Yadier Molina to an oblique injury in Game 2. As it looks tough for one Missouri team to stay in the World Series picture, the team on the other side of the state looks to be all but locked into a berth in the October Classic. A win today will put the Kansas City Royals in their first World Series since winning it in 1985. After a narrow win over the Athletics in the wild card game, the Royals haven't had any trouble winning games. KC swept the Angels in the divisional series and is on the verge of doing the same to Baltimore in the championship series. The Angels and Orioles finished the regular season with the 2 best records in the major league. The Royals took the first 2 games in Baltimore, winning 8-6 in the first game and 6-4 in the second. The third game was rained out in Kansas City, but it seemed to just postpone the inevitable as the Royals won 2-1 thanks to their standout defense. Mike Moustakas had 2 great plays that ended up on SportsCenter's top 10. As of right now, the score is 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. The Royals are ahead, and hopefully by next week we'll have a little World Series to talk about. Carly and Kara, back to you.
Thanks, Trevin. Hopefully we can get the win tonight, and hopefully next week we'll be seeing some more baseball for Kansas City fans.
That would be appreciated. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Barron, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
www.washburnreview.org.
Hi, and welcome back to KSWU News. I'm Carly Willis, and I'm joined by the Vice President of Washburn Student Government Association, Randi McAfee. Randi, it's good to have you with us.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
So tell me about your role with Homecoming as the Vice President.
Well, the Vice President of WSGA each year is traditionally responsible for all of Homecoming. And so that involves first the Homecoming Committee, and I work with Dr. O and Jess Barclow and Stagel, and we start in March and we work all the way until Homecoming week to make sure Homecoming is put together for the students each year.
Wonderful. So explain the theme to me, Ichabod's Unleashed this year. There's been some questions about that one.
There has been questions. Ichabod's Unleashed was something we came up with because we wanted it to be more vague. So in the years past, there's been things like space themed or Halloween themed, and we've always had the groups do the same kind of floats, the same kind of dances, and we thought that if we did something more vague, then we could have some creativity added. So Ichabod's Unleashed was kind of an idea that was thrown around because it was something that would be different, and it would spark some creativity among the students, and we would see what they came up with, whether it was who let the dogs out or a boxing match, whatever it would be, they could express themselves a little bit more.
Wonderful. Yeah, I saw the top hats. There was some Rock'em Sock'em robots.
There was some Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Who let the dogs out, and some chains and all sorts of stuff with that. So tell me about how you choose the events that go on during Homecoming. Do you stick to the ones that worked in the past, or do you try things new?
Well, for me this year, I chose to stick with the ones that they've done in the past just because I feel like Washburn could use some tradition added to it. A couple years ago, my predecessor, Caprice Cortez, she tried something new and it went over well, but I just thought that if we stuck to what we were used to, more students would become familiar with those event titles and be more familiar with them. So that's why I decided to go with the traditional schedule this year.
Okay, so what are some of the big events from here on out this week?
From here on out, we have open mic night tonight in the library. That's always a favorite. Students get to go up and do poetry, singing, whatever skill they want to show. And then tomorrow we have Yell Like Hell and Woo Chef. Woo Chef is during the day. They decorate a cake. There'll be a secret ingredient that is announced last minute, and they can do whatever they want to this cake to make it all Washburn. And then Yell Like Hell is, of course, the dance competition that any group can put together, any dance, cheer, combination, and really go out there and just have fun with it to make a pep rally for the game on Saturday.
Sure. And if you're just now joining us, I'm Carly Willis, and I'm here with the Vice President of the Washburn Student Government Association, Randi McAfee. So what do you look forward to each year with homecoming, personally?
My favorite part each year is probably Yell Like Hell. I think that is always on the top of my list just because it's so many people and everyone gets so excited for it. Everyone puts in so many hours of work and choreographing, and then when it comes to the time of, like, they want to kill it and do it the best that they can, and then they get announced that night who wins. And so I think that that's one of the most fun events, but I'm also looking forward to the game on Saturday.
Sure. So what will a successful 149th homecoming feel as an accomplishment to you?
It will feel wonderful. I just want the students to have as much fun as they possibly can and really remember why they're at Washburn, show their school spirit, and do everything that they can do to become involved while still having fun and getting to know other students on campus.
Wonderful. Well, Randi, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing the fruits of your hard work. When we come back, I'll catch you up on all the good Hollywood gossip. We'll be back after this.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
I am Dr. Alan Barron, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
www.washburnreview.org.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. In Hollywood this week, the nominations for this year's American Music Awards are in. Iggy Azalea leads the nominees with 6 nominations. The Australian rapper has been nominated for Artist of the Year, New Artist of the Year, and Single of the Year for her hit song, Fancy. Katy Perry, Pharrell Williams, and John Legend have been nominated for 5 awards, and Lorde has 4 nominations. Other nominees include Beyoncé, Drake, One Direction, and Sam Smith. Taylor Swift is 2014's Billboard Woman of the Year. She is the only person to ever claim the title twice. Taylor will receive her award December 12th. In other music news, singer and rapper Kesha is trying to get out of her contract with producer Dr. Luke. Kesha filed a lawsuit against Dr. Luke, saying he abused her physically, emotionally, sexually, and verbally over the last decade. The pop star blames the abuse caused her eating disorder that forced her into rehab earlier this year. Dr. Luke is filing his own lawsuit against her, accusing Kesha of extortion. In other celebrity news, Robert Downey Jr. will put on the Iron Man suit at least 3 more times. According to reports from Variety, Robert is in the final talks to appear in Captain America 3. He has already agreed to appear in The Avengers: Age of Ultron, which comes out next summer. He also will appear in The Avengers 3, but Captain America 3 won't be a happy reunion for the 2 Avengers. The film pits the 2 against each other in Marvel's comic Civil War storyline. The production for Captain America 3 is scheduled to begin the summer of 2016. Later in the show, we will update you on the latest weather forecast as well as a look at what is happening in Washburn sports. Stay tuned.
I'm Dr. Alan Barron, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
www.washburnreview.org.
Welcome back to KSWU News. The Topeka Rescue Mission has helped change people's lives for many years. Here's Fatima Oubaid with more.
The Topeka Rescue Mission has been helping the Topeka community since 1953. What started as a way to help feed the starving community quickly became a home for those who had nowhere to go. Today, there are different divisions and programs the mission provides to help individuals be successful and get their life back on the right track.
Questioning, why am I here? What is my role on this earth? And where is God and all of that? And to get an opportunity to, whether it's through sheltering somebody or providing a meal for them, or whether it's having an opportunity for somebody to come in and volunteer, watching how God does all of that and work with so many people, and then get a chance to be there to say, hey, have you noticed him? Have you seen him in your life? And to be able to see them make that connection is probably the most rewarding thing.
The mission provides 3 meals a day, Monday through Friday, and on the weekend they offer 2. Nearly 300,000 free meals were served in 2013, and over 200,000 were supplied throughout the community. Since they are not given any government funds, the mission gladly welcomes any donation items.
First came to the mission a little over 3 years ago. When I walked through the doors of the mission, I was 1 day clean and sober. I can sit here now with 3 years clean and sober, and that's because of the strength and the sense of normalcy I regained at the mission. Through my time at the mission, I was able to reestablish my relationship with my family, my parents and brother and sister. I came to the mission confused about where I was going in life. I left the mission knowing that I had a purpose to serve God and to glorify Him. And as long as I keep following that purpose, He just keeps adding to what I have in my life, and I'm blessed because of everything the mission has done for me.
The mission is currently in the process of expansions, and when everything is finished, we'll be able to hold more beds and be able to create a better atmosphere for children. I'm Fatima Oubaid reporting for KSWU News.
Over 2,000 individuals during 2013.
All right. Apple smartphone users may soon be able to leave their cash and credit cards at home. A leaked memo suggests the tech giant is set to launch Apple Pay, a new way to pay for purchases at select retailers. Although Apple may not have meant to have the details made public before Saturday, it's already causing plenty of talk among Apple users. A leaked memo from Walgreens was posted by Mac, has rumors claimed that Apple Pay will be launched this Saturday. The technology will allow the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus users to spend money at participating stores. All users have to do is use their phone's fingerprint scanner, then hold the device up to the register. The phone will transmit short-range radio waves to the register. The charge goes straight to the debit card or credit card to set up in your Apple account. Apple is keeping it quiet for now, declining a request for comment. A similar feature is already available on other smartphones such as Androids, Windows, or Blackberries. That's the news for right now. Let's go to Fatima Oubaid with the weather.
Mostly clear with a low around 45. Tomorrow will be nice and sunny with a high near 75 degrees. It will be slightly windy tomorrow with winds 5 to 10 miles per hour coming in from the west. Friday is also going to be a sunny day, but slightly cooler, high around 69 degrees. Saturday will be cooler, but also sunny, high of 62 and low of 43. Sunday will be partly sunny with a chance of showers, still going to be 66 degrees. Monday will be mostly sunny with a high near 69, partly cloudy in the evening with a low around 50. Finally, Tuesday should be sunny as well. Overall, it should be a pretty good, nice warm weather weekend, perfect for homecoming, football, and hopefully we get that win. And that's the weather for now. Here's Trevin with sports.
Thanks again, Fatima. This weekend is homecoming for Washburn, and the festivities will include 2 volleyball matches, 2 soccer matches, and a football game. The soccer team is still looking for their first win after starting the season 0-11-1. They host Missouri Southern on Friday and then Southwest Baptist on Sunday. The volleyball team was in unfamiliar territory yesterday as they lost only their second match of the season. The defeat came at the hands of Nebraska Kearney, and it was a sweep by the Lopers. Although the match was over in 3 sets, it was a close match through the first 2 sets. UNK won the first set 25-23 and the second 26-24. The third set was a different story as Washburn fell 25-11. The Ichabods looked to rebound with a 2-game homestand after playing 3 straight matches on the road. They will start off with a match against Northwest Missouri State on Friday, then will host Missouri Western State on Saturday. Mo West gave the Ichabods their only loss this season after a sweep in St. Joe. Through the halfway point of the season, Washburn is now 17-2 and is ranked 5th in the nation. The football team will host Missouri Western on Saturday as they look to get a win after falling to Central Missouri 4-0 this past weekend. The Mules scored in every quarter while holding Washburn to a total of 183 yards. The Bods had 67 of those yards on the ground and 116 in the air. UCM finished the game with 451 yards. Some good news for the Bods on the defense, though, as Calvin Kinney recorded 17 total tackles on the day. 10 of them were solo. Kickoff for Saturday's game is 1 p.m. at Yeager Stadium. Back to Carly and Kara.
All right, lots to be excited for.
Yeah, lots of homecoming, lots of football this weekend. So, yeah, so after this, we'll talk to a woman who is helping out her department by hosting a lecture at Washburn University right after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Barron, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
www.washburnreview.
Hi, and welcome back to KSWU News. Just to give you a current update on the Royals game, the Royals are winning 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Last week in the box office, Gone Girl took first place again for the second week in a row. This weekend, the movie brought in $26.8 million in ticket sales. Newcomer Dracula Untold was number 2 this week with $23.5 million. Also last week, Disney's Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day opened in 3rd place with $19.1 million. Movies opening this weekend include the newest Nicholas Sparks romantic drama, The Best of Me. The film is based off the book of two lovers who get a second chance of happiness after 21 years of being torn apart. For all the kids out there, The Book of Life is hitting theaters this weekend with the animated adventure following a young man on his journey through 3 enchanted realms. The man faces his greatest fears while learning to embrace his future and follow his heart. The film stars Channing Tatum as the voice of Manilow. Also opening this weekend is Fury, starring Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf. This movie shows Brad as the Army Sergeant War Daddy who leads his team of 5 into enemy lines with the Sherman tank. That's the opening movies for this weekend. For those of you who are fans of the film Taken movie series, we've got great news for you. Here's Portia Brown with more.
Taken fans, I have great news for you. 20th Century Studios released the trailer for the 3rd and final installment in its Taken film series. The film is set to be named Taken 3, It Ends Here. Here's a short preview of what to expect from the film.
Honey! Honey?
Sir, back away now!
I didn't do this.
Put your hands up, now!
Wanted for murder. Suspect's name, Brian Mills.
21, he joins the Army. 23, he joins the Special Forces. He's a trained sniper. An explosives expert. No service record, no discharge record, nothing. This guy right here, he knows how to disappear.
IMBD's film summary reads, ex-government operative Brian Mills finds his life shattered when he's falsely accused of a murder that hits close to home. As he's chased down by a savvy police inspector, Mills employs his particular set of skills to track the real killer and exact his unique brain.
Was asked about the potential for another sequel in the Taken film franchise. He responded, "I don't think there'd be a Taken 3. She can't get taken again. That's just bad parenting." And that's the movie news this week. When we come back, we will meet with our final guest this evening. Stay tuned.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever. School out with fever.
this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
I am Dr. Alan Barron, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be in Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
www.washburnreview.org.
Thanks for joining us at KSWU News. Here tonight is my special guest, Karen Barron. She is a lecturer for the Washburn English Department at Washburn University. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
Okay, so the English department holds lectures every once in a while. So will you tell us a little bit about how that got started?
Sure. We have a lecture at least once a year and oftentimes each semester. And the English department is divided into literature and writing and education. And so we try to have speakers come, from one of those different areas, and we take turns. In the writing emphasis particularly, we have nonfiction, fiction, and poetry. So we'll bring poets and writers in. And so this time, coming up will be a nonfiction writer.
So what is the topic for this lecture?
Okay, the topic is the title of it is Monsters and Explorers, Some Notes on True Stories. And so it will be mainly on the topic of point of view, I guess you could say. I can read a little blurb of what Aaron Raslink, who is the speaker, is going to talk about. He writes, "What do you do when you are both the investigator and the object of study, the one who looks and the thing that is looked at?" This was the question Aaron Raslink had to answer as a science historian and a professional performer when writing a memoir about transitioning from female to male. Now as a writer and teacher of nonfiction writing, he explains his own transformation, simply raised the question every writer and every teacher has to answer: how do we deal with different points of view? With such different perspectives on everything from what a person really is to what really happened in a shooting, say, in Missouri, how writers with a responsibility tell the truth what happened. So this is the productive struggle of all students and teachers and artists who find ourselves within a minority perspective.
Okay. And when is this lecture going to happen and where?
It's exactly a week from today on campus in the Bradbury building. It will be in the Garvey Fink Convocation Hall at 4 o'clock, and the public is invited. We are focusing on our Washburn students, and of particular interest will be those who are writers, but it is open to the public, and everyone is welcome, and we hope to see a good crowd.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the author, Aaron Raslink?
Yes, and in fact I have a little bio about him, but he is a nonfiction writer, as I mentioned, and he's also a teacher at Northwest Pacific. He's also a historian of science and a graduate of clown school. And the book that we will have for sale at the Clemmer Lecture, and the book that is his memoir describing his transformation from female to male, is What Becomes You. And this will be, as I said, for sale at the lecture. But he will be speaking. He made this transformation from female to male 20 years ago when he was 29 years old, and now he's a middle-aged man. So that's not the centerpiece of his discussion.
Right,
but
it's point of view, correct?
Right, it's point of view, yes. And actually, he's working on a new manuscript, which you'll probably read a little bit from, which is about negotiating difference and how immigrants invented American comedy. So it should be a really interesting talk and provocative, raise a lot of issues and questions about point of view and about gender and about ourselves.
Okay. So why did the English department choose this topic for the lecture?
Well, we always try to look and find people from different areas, and as I said, we were trying to think about bringing in someone from creative nonfiction, because we had, I don't know if you remember, but we had celebrated William Stafford in his 100-year birthday in March, and so that was largely about poetry. So this time we wanted to go with creative nonfiction, and I had been at a conference in March, as were several of the other colleagues in the English department, and heard Aaron Raslink speak. He was on a panel, and it was just riveting what he had to say, and the topic there was called the monster body, and it was just very interesting, provocative, and I asked him right there if he would consider ever coming to Washburn, and so he agreed to do it.
Wow, so you're really the one who brought him in?
Yes.
Awesome, well that's wonderful. Well, for those of you that are just joining in, I'm here with Karen Barron. She's a lecturer for the Washburn English Department at Washburn University. And right now we're talking about how the English department is holding a lecture with special guest Aaron Raslink, who is the author of What Becomes You. Now, what is this book about?
Well, this book is actually, it was written 6 years ago, and even then his transformation had occurred 10 years before that. It took him about 10 years to write this book, and so it is a memoir. It is about his transformation from female to male, but what's especially interesting, I think, about this book is that his mother also writes in it. She has about 100 pages at the end, because it was a transformation for her as well, having birthed a daughter and then now having a son. And the other interesting aspect to that, if that wasn't interesting enough, is that she's a feminist writer and a teacher herself. And so it's just a complex situation that they both wrote about with great honesty, and it's just a really interesting thing to read. And I think to think about, as I said, about gender and about our own ideas about it and our own ideas about who we really are.
Right, so it gives her point of view in the book as well, so that also brings more to your lecture as well.
Exactly, yes.
Perfect.
Another point of view.
Okay, so what kinds of things do you think he'll talk about during the lecture?
Well, I think he'll talk about the larger issues of writing, not necessarily about his experience with this book, although I think he will probably field questions if people have questions about that. But he will be looking at point of view. He'll be looking at writing memoir, writing nonfiction, using creative elements to tell factual stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And how do you think this is going to benefit Washburn students?
I think anytime you can bring a writer in to talk about their experience of writing, it's helpful. It's interesting to actually hear somebody read a little bit from their work and actually hear their physical voice put to the words on the page. And it's also really interesting to hear their perspective that you won't get if you're just reading the book. And then especially useful, I think, is the question and answer period, because then students can ask particularly what's of interest to them, and I think that's especially enjoyable also for the author. I think as writers, we just kind of connect that way. We're used to using the instrument of words, and we just have sort of a bond like that, and so it's beneficial and really enjoyable to get together and talk about the craft.
Okay. And what do you think future lectures that the English department will host, what do you think those topics will include?
Oh, well, it could be anything. We usually get together and discuss ideas. I think probably since we did poetry in spring and this is nonfiction, it may be time for a literary person. I know Sir Christopher Ricks came and talked a year or so ago. We had Ted Kooser, who was a poet that came and talked, the William Stafford. So we try to bring in a variety of people from a variety of different genres, different areas, and all of it, I think, is useful to students.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. As you've heard, the lecture will take place next Wednesday at 4 p.m. at the Bradbury Thompson Center for any of those interested in going. Coming up, we'll talk about some more Royals right after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Barron, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
All right, welcome back.
All right, so Royals. How are they doing, Carly?
We just heard from the producer that they are up 2-1 in the top of the ninth, so essentially 3 outs away from going to the World Series.
All right, well, hopefully that'll happen.
Yes.
And then next week they'll start playing October 21st, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yes. As for homecoming updates, tonight is open mic night at 7 p.m. in Mabee Library. So come out and see your fellow Ichabods doing stand-up comedy, singing, dancing. Last year there was beatboxing. You just never know what you're going to get when you get all the Ichabods up in Mabee Library.
Right, and speaking of homecoming, also, if you didn't know, Carly Willis has been nominated for Homecoming Queen. And you can vote for homecoming candidates on My Washburn. There is a link that says vote for homecoming candidates, and then you can click on the link, and all you have to do is scroll through, pick who you would like. There's a bio of each person there, and then you just enter in your username, password, and you vote. And it's as simple as that. So, well, thank you so much for joining us this week. As always, you can like our Facebook page, which is KSWU News. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube page, which is also KSWU News. And then, again, we'll see you next Wednesday at 5 p.m. live on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us.